See ya.
How are you?
I want something just like this. I want something just like this.
Welcome back, guys. Myself and Aman are here to speak a little more about bulk to you guys. As you can see on my formal clothes, Aman is in his coach attire. The reason being, this is our working desk. This is where we are practically day in, day out. Now again, the question that has been asked to us is how the bulk program has been formed, and the best man to answer with me is Aman, because he's worked a lot behind it along with Yash. Apparently Yash is not there with us right now, he's busy somewhere else, but these two guys have worked more on the program, so they're going to let you know how the entire formation of the program works. Now for me, what I can tell you is that whoever signs up at the moment, the program is going to start 15th of May. So whenever you sign up, you're not going to see anything on the Team Builder app at the moment. Reason being, the program itself starts on 15th of May. Now what happens after that is you sign up 15th of May starting, you'll be able to see all the workouts for every week, for that particular week on the app. Every week, starting every week, let's say every Friday, you'll be receiving the program in advance. So you will be also receiving an email telling you about the workout of the day. Simultaneously, you can even log on to Team Builder, you can see the entire week's program. So again, it is a very scientifically backed program, structured in a way that when you go to the gym, everyone's lost. They don't know what to do. What they end up doing is going to the treadmill and practically, they're like, okay, fine, let me just go on to some kettlebell swings, let me do a chest workout today, let me do an arm workout today. But that's not helping the body grow. That's practically, you're just doing something for the heck of doing. But that's why we came out with this program, Bulk. As I mentioned earlier, it is very cheap, guys. It's just priced at $15 a month, which is $50 a day, which is less than a price of a coffee. You're getting a program which is so complete and whole, as Aman had mentioned earlier, for $15 a month. You don't have to get into the gym and struggle for a plan. The plan is already with you. You will have the number of sets, you'll have the number of reps that you need to do, and also you can keep tracking progression by entering your pound weight. Every time you lift something, you just have to enter it. So the next time when you're performing that exercise, you can just click on the history and you will exactly know what is the weight that you lifted. Not only that, we've also incorporated the instructional videos behind the program. For example, let's say you're doing a Y hand cuff. Now you may ask me, what's a Y hand cuff? Because it's a very what do you call it? The terminology behind the exercise is probably very Chinese in language, or whatever you may call it. But we've given you the demonstration of how to do a Y hand cuff, so you can exactly come to know, how the entire how every exercise needs to be performed.
There are key tips as well.
Key tips. What muscle is it targeting? Why is it essential to do it? So Aman is going to speak more about how the program is structured and why is it structured in that particular manner.
Alright, thank you. So guys, the program is an 8-week program, wherein in the first week you're testing your strength. Basically you need to set a base as to where you are right now in terms of the basic movements like a bench press, a squat, a deadlift. These are already functional movements. You do them in your daily lives when you're picking something off the floor, when you're pushing something in front of you, when you're lifting a box overhead, bringing it down. So all these movements incorporated with weights help you build a strength in this movement pattern. So initially you get the amount of weight you can lift for one repetition, which would be a 1 rep max in the first week. Now along with this, of course, there is a little bit of a workout there, an endurance workout, wherein you're not lifting heavy weights, you're barely doing 2 sets, 15 repetitions, you're just warming up for what is to come in the next 7 weeks. Then as you progress to week number 2, we go on to increase the number of sets, keep the same rep count. So at the same time you're building that endurance, you're warming up your muscles in phase 2, basically week 2. Then comes week 3, wherein you incorporate supersets. Over here, what happens is you're mixing upper body pull and push exercises together. lower body, posterior, anterior chain together. By that I mean the front and back. So the back is the hamstring, the front is the quads. So it's very balanced. At the same time, you're progressing, you're lifting heavier, you're getting more reps in, you're getting more rest in. Then say from 2 sets you progress to somewhere around 4 to 5 sets by the 5th week. Then we introduced a different variety wherein you have drop sets, you have pyramid set. So a drop set is basically where, for example, you hit 10 repetitions with a certain amount of weight. Then you reduce the weight, you go for more repetitions till failure basically. You keep reducing the weight and hitting as many reps as you can until you hit failure. So you drop the weight basically, that's why it's called a drop set. Then we have something known as a pyramid set. So a pyramid set is basically when you're increasing the weight and reducing the reps. So you start off with higher repetitions and then you drop the reps down. For example, 10 repetitions, you drop it down to 8 repetitions, to 6 repetitions. You can even go down to 4 repetitions depending on which week of the workout you're in. So as you progress through the first weeks, you're building the endurance, then you're getting to hypertrophy where you're gaining the muscle size, you're increasing the number of fibers that you hold in your body. And then comes the end phase, which is the last 2 weeks, where actually building the strength up again and testing where you are at currently from where you started. In terms of strength needs testing. Muscle size, mass is something you can see and measure on a machine, but strength requires to see how much you've lifted in the past and how much you're lifting right now. So that's how you start off and go through the 8 weeks. You test your strength at the end again, and then you can revisit the 8 week again, or be prepared for phase 2, which we launched back around
August.
August.
I mean July, August, where the phase 2 comes in.
Phase 2 where it comes in. Yep.
Yeah. Something that I'd like to add over here is that what we've learned across the journey of bulk is focusing more on the eccentric movements,
Yes.
the rest pause game. So while I've been on this program for nearly about 6 months, as I keep saying, it's very important to attack those the type 2 muscle fibers, because those are the muscle fibers that's going to allow the muscles to grow. But how do you attack them is by concentrating a lot on the eccentric movements. Like, when you're coming down, you're just not coming down, but you gotta bring the bar down, counting 4 seconds. So you basically
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. You pause it for a second, and then you take 2 seconds to push it up, or probably just a dynamic movement. You pause it for a second, and then you just push it up, and then you bring the bar down 4 seconds down again. So we focused a lot about these sort of movements, which is basically it's very essential for your muscles to grow.
So this is typically known as time under tension. So wherein you increase the amount of time your muscles under tension. For example, 1 repetition could be an explosive movement where you just push the weight. You lower it fast and you push it. So when you're lowering a weight down, for example in a pushing exercise, you have to lower it with good amount of control. Otherwise you could typically end up damaging your muscle. And at the same time, when you're controlling and moving to lower the weight in a push exercise, you're stretching the muscle out in an eccentric manner with a lot of load there, and that helps the muscle fibers thrive, stretch out under load, they become stronger, they thrive and they grow. So when you take 4 seconds to come down in an exercise, you're actually recruiting more muscle fibers there. So as Mr. Aman said over here, type 2 muscle fibers, those are the ones you want to target and grow. That's how you get hypertrophy.
Awesome. So guys, this is basically answering your questions that we've been receiving about how the program is structured and when can we see the program. I hope we've been able to answer most of your questions. Still, if you feel that any questions are unanswered, you are more than welcome to write to us at bulk@elevationfitness.ae, or you can always write inboxes on Elevation Fitness Facebook page, or you can even comment on this video. Any questions, please ask. Do not hesitate, and we totally recommend you guys trying this program. Once again, it is scientifically backed, well-structured program at a very cost-effective price of as low as $15 a month for a 12-month commitment, which is basically nothing but less than a price of a coffee a day. So guys, go out there, sign up, and let us have your feedback. Thanks for watching.